Hey everybody, this is Comics Villain, coming to you from the comfort of my car as I'm heading over to a friend's home to chat about a few things regarding my story and getting some stuff off the ground for it. So I wanted to do a video for Avengers Endgame, for the leaked footage that came out. I want to do another video, a second one. I did one when it leaked, but this was spoiler free. This video that I did the last time was spoiler free. This time though, because I've seen a lot of videos out regarding it, including some from Geekdom 101, I want to do my own. I want to, give my 2 cents on it, discuss some of the scenes that were there, and just go over it with you guys. If you do not want to be spoiled, and I totally understand not wanting to be spoiled with this, then please go ahead and turn this off, because this is going to be spoiler ridden. This is going over the scenes in question, and I understand not wanting to have parts of the movie ruined. This will take away certain scenes. It's not like you get a lot of one scene in these clips. You get certain aspects of the film that don't totally ruin everything, but they do ruin things. So let's go over it, and just be warned, this is my last warning, I'm going to have a lot of spoilers right now. So here's what I remember from the leaked footage, and I saw it a few times. I saw a few things from it already. The first thing I recall, and the most obvious, was seeing Professor Hulk. I think that's the name. It was when Banner, is in control of the Hulk, really smart, all that. So you see him first, I suppose, in this lab, and maybe it's Avengers HQ. Maybe that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. At least that's what it looks like. And they're going over the technology, that they're going to use to travel where they need to get the other Infinity Stones. That much is clear. I would say they're either traveling to going back in time, because we have the time rift that they talked about in Ant-Man #2, or Ant-Man and the Wasp, or it could be that they're gonna go to a different reality, because that's possible. They've already discussed that there are different realities. If you're a Marvel Comics fan, that much is clear. That there are different dimensions, there are different time frames or timelines. There's all of that. So that they can incorporate that into this, and that would not be hard. All I'm asking for with this movie is that they do going back in time and stuff in a tasteful manner. Nothing like easily destroying a villain by going back far enough and defeating him at his weakest, or whatever. But in any case, moving on, we also see the moment where the characters are walking towards I guess the gate that they're gonna go travel through in those new suits. They took out one of the scenes, which was Thor and Hulk. I think it was Thor and Hulk walking together. Thor has a completely different look here. Completely different. His hair's longer, his beard's longer, and there was another scene where you see him hanging out with, I can't remember the rock creatures he met from Thor Ragnarok, but they're all hanging out together like like it's nothing, in what looks to be like an apartment or something like that. It looks like Thor has just been there for the longest time, and his speech has changed. He almost kind of seems more like caveman-like. It's really weird. And there's another scene too where you see Thor come back as if he's been gone in some weird place for a really long time. His shirt's off and stuff. He's got the long hair. He's hugging everybody. Just acting really weird, as if he hasn't had contact with people for a long time. So, again, this is more like how I would expect your average trailer for a film to go if they weren't trying to hide things. Like, you're seeing weird stuff, you're like, whoa, that's really cool. But why? That we don't get the whys for everything. In another scene, we do see. Let me think about this. We do see them going back into the past, or going to the alternate reality, whichever one it is, and you see Cap talking about going and getting the stones that are in the area. So maybe they're going to travel back to different time periods and grab, all the stones they can. I don't know. We're going to find out. But you can tell they're over in the battle at New York from Avengers 1. And then you see the Hulk, like, from that time period, come out of nowhere, and he's just destroying one of the enemies, like throwing a car on him, jumping on top of the car, which is on top of the enemy, and just like pounding away at the guy. And it was kind of funny, because then you see Banner Hulk, or Professor Hulk, or whatever you want to call it, looking on like embarrassed. And then Cap says, "Hey, can you go smash stuff up along the way? Let's all maybe blend in here or something, or fit in." That's my take, that he's trying to tell him let's kind of fit in, so we don't give ourselves away that we're from the future. And then you see Banner Hulk going forward, taking his shirt off, and getting angry and getting ready to fight again. So moving on, one of the next scenes I saw, I'm not going exactly in order, but one of the next scenes I saw that was interesting was Captain America apparently is fighting himself for some reason from that time period. You see him in his Avengers 1, the past version. You see him in the Avengers number 1 outfit. And he's fighting himself, and it's not clear why. You just see them going at it, and I'm thinking to myself, shoot, it's an even match. I don't think they had their shields. Maybe they did, and they collided, and now it's just hand-to-hand combat. But this is a moment where you have to think there's a good chance Cap from the present is going to lose this. You would imagine not, but you don't know. Maybe he could. Maybe someone else will come in and rescue him. You never know. But it's interesting. My thought on it is maybe Loki or maybe Thanos or whomever used the Mind Stone to change the past Cap into someone he can control, in order to maybe stop them from collecting all the stones. That is my take on it. We'll see what happens. But to be honest, it could be as simple as a misunderstanding, maybe even thinking that the present Cap is actually a villain, or is actually Loki, or whatever. Another scene which is very, very interesting was you see an Iron Man-like Infinity Gauntlet with the Infinity Stones, which is pretty cool. And it's something that people have been theorizing for a little bit. You saw these rumors going around that that's what was going to take place, and boom, here you go. You have it. You see it. So we see this, and we see Banner Hulk or Professor Hulk put it on, and it looks like maybe it's too much for him. I don't know yet. None of us fully know, except for those that had a chance to see screenings of this film. But you see that he's in pain, and everyone's kind of asking, "Hey man, are you okay?" Hey, and Thor says, "Take it off. It's hurting him." And Stark is saying, "Whoa, Banner, are you okay?" But we never see the end of that. We never do. So moving on, we later see them over at what looks to be a fight taking place at Avengers headquarters. I'm not sure 100% where it's at, because everything's kind of blown to hell and back. Fire everywhere. Everyone's kind of dirty and stuff. So something took place, and maybe Thanos took the fight to them. Maybe he realizes what's going on. So the You see Thanos' blade, his new double, whatever you want to call it, his two sword blade thing, and you also see, from my recollection, it was Iron Man for sure, Thor for sure, fighting Thanos, and I want to say Cap was there too. Like, they were all fighting. So you see that, and it was pretty cool. Thor is still kind of rocking the caveman look, and he's like more animalistic in this. Iron Man, he's got the new suit, which is sort of an improvement upon the last one that he was wearing. I don't know which Mark that was, Mark 50 or I don't remember, but it's the one from Infinity War. So he's doing that. They're fighting. You see Thor using Stormbreaker. That was wonderful. Because now you're going to be able to see, like, can Thanos handle Stormbreaker when maybe he's ready for it, or maybe when he's given all his attention to that and not just surprised. Because really, in Infinity War, he was surprised by Stormbreaker. It wasn't anything like he couldn't handle it. Maybe he could have if he had a little bit of time to adjust to his newfound powers. But in any case, then one of the other scenes I see is Captain America wielding Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. Not Stormbreaker, Mjolnir. We already had a clue that this could potentially happen. It wasn't hard to, guess that this could take place. I mean, it was hinted at in Avengers Age of Ultron. We know in the comics, what was that called? Fear Itself. The Fear Itself arc. You saw Captain America wield Mjolnir, and he gained the power, and it was honestly amazing. And in the movie, this looks pretty cool too, because he's using both the shield, his shield, and he's using Mjolnir, and he's throwing both of them. And he threw the shield first. It didn't look like it had much of an effect, but it looked like it was more like kind of like a jab to distract Thanos. And then he throws Mjolnir, and boom, it hits. He gets the hammer back, and he just goes to town on Thanos. It was a cool little shot, but it doesn't give you everything. The scene that worries me the most, but is also really cool, it gave me goosebumps, it's very chilling, was right after that, all of a sudden you don't see Thanos, you just see Cap. He was by himself. You see that his shield, big spoiler here, is broken. It did break, just like what was shown in Avengers Age of Ultron. It was broken. There's a huge chunk missing. I wonder how that happened. So like maybe Thanos broke it. Who knows what's gonna happen there? But still, really cool scene. And in the same scene, you see what looks to be Doctor Strange's portal opening up after he gets a call or radio transmission from the Falcon, Sam. And he says, "Hey, Cap, on your left." And just behind him, Doctor Strange's portal opens up, and you see Black Panther come through. Like, him and his crew come through, and it's just like, it's almost like a tear-jerking moment for Captain America. Like, everything they did brought those people back. Next scene that you see is, or at least one of the scenes I can remember, Iron Man, and he's there with Peter Parker. And Peter Parker's, talking, and then Tony Stark just goes up to him and just hugs him, realizing, man, I lost you. I felt like responsible for everything that took place. That's what it looks like to me. It doesn't say anything to him. Peter's the only one just talking. And when he gets that big hug, Peter's like, oh, he's kind of shocked, and he's like, oh, this is nice. So funny. It was funny. Another scene that was probably the best in the whole clip, I'm not the whole clip, but the whole leaked footage, which is like 4 or 5 minutes long, the whole thing. In there, you get to see what's going to be probably one of the more epic moments in the film, and I think there's going to be a heck of a lot of them. That is seeing all the heroes finally together. Seeing, what's it called? Seeing Captain America for the first time finally complete saying Avengers Assemble. And then you see everybody. You see Valkyries, you see what's it called? You see those from Wakanda, the warriors from Wakanda. You see all the different Avengers. And then there's Thanos on the other side with his twin blade looking on, and he motions for his side to start marching forward, and it's gonna be an epic battle, bigger than what we saw. And to me, it looks bigger than what we saw in Infinity War, and that gave me goosebumps like you can't believe. That looked fantastic. So moving on, there was one scene that was kind of for me, and that was seeing Captain Marvel, destroy one of his ships, come back down. She sees Peter Parker. He's on the ground, and he has what looks to be the Infinity Gauntlet. I don't know, like Geekdom 101 had said, he doesn't know if it's Tony Stark's version of the gauntlet or if it's Thanos. To me, it looked like Thanos' gauntlet. So, maybe they were able to procure that or steal it or whatever from Thanos, or from maybe where he got it made. Who knows? Maybe when they went back in time, they went to go see Aetri and got a new gauntlet made, or stole the one that he just had made for Thanos. Who knows? Who knows really? But moving on. She goes down, she sees him. Captain Marvel says, "Hey, Peter Parker, looks like you got something for me." And I guess what it could mean is that she's going to put this giant glove, this giant gauntlet on her hands and look like somebody that's going to see Infinity War. I had a few friends that actually did that. They bought the full-size gauntlet or a medium version of that. Thing's already huge enough. Wore it to see the film. Or if you've gone to Disneyland when Infinity War came out and you saw the Infinity Gauntlet that they had, that I think was a Sipper Cup or whatever you want to call it. To me that's what it is going to look like. But in any case, what I would say here is, what's the difference between her using it and Vision using it? Or, anyone else, maybe like Thor, using it. Because I don't think we've seen Thor try that, but I would imagine he probably could. I mean, he's a god, so why not? It probably is that he's in a weird state in the film, and he's maybe not mentally fit to be able to wield it. So, by the way, Carol Danvers in this film, towards the end, she has short hair. Much like her, the version of herself in the comics. I don't think her hair is her hair currently short? I don't know, because I don't read them anymore. Captain Marvel books, not that I ever have, but I don't really check out videos on them much anymore. I really don't care. But yeah, her hair is short. She's got a little cocky attitude. I really hope the Russos can do something with that character so it's not just a complete waste, because the last film was not really that enjoyable from a lot of people's perspectives. And I know there are those that are just trying to say, you hate women, this and that, or this shouldn't be the case. You should be able to critique, and you should be able to say if something's really not all that good. That's not really acceptable in my eyes, to defend a movie that is clearly bad, even if it's even if what I'm saying subjective. Let's just go that route with it. there's a lot of people that think the exact same way. There's some people that might like the film, and maybe it's based on, sex. Maybe it's based on gender or whatever, and it's solely because of a message in the film that they relate to, and maybe nothing more than that. There are some people out there that really look at this and say, "Oh, it's a woman in power." And they love that. Okay, then the movie's for you. But it really doesn't reach a lot of other people. You know why the movie Captain Marvel made $1 billion is because of the film that it's almost sandwiched between. Which the films that are sandwiched between, which is Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame. Throw that movie out prior to this, like way prior, I think it would be a different story. I think so, but that's just me. There's no telling. But, you gotta be fair about the criticism, which was the acting, well, I shouldn't say the acting, because who knows what they were trying to get her to act like. You don't know what they were trying to say. Like, maybe they were trying to say, listen, you were affected in such a way, you don't really have your emotions as they were when you were on Earth, before you were, taken or abducted or whatever it was. So it gotta be fair to everybody. But there were certain messages in the movie that I think were, more supporting of feminist views. And this, to my understanding, is after the fact the movie Endgame was actually created. She first acted in Endgame before she did her own movie. So we're going to see a different type of Captain Marvel, in my opinion. We're going to see a different type. I hope at least. And I truly hope that the character is enjoyable. From what I've seen in the other film, it was really just a cocky person with all this power, with no major character arc that included a real struggle. I mean, if the only struggle was everyone's putting you down, you have all this power, they're restricting you, that to me is not really much of anything. I just don't view it as what everyone else views it, I guess. I can't even say everyone else, because it's a very specific mindset. People with certain mindsets that are viewing it that way. Again, I want every hero to work out, because it would be sad for the franchise to go down a really bad pathway to, bad acting and bad storytelling, or bad character, and, I want everything to work out. I would love for Captain Marvel to work out, for it to be its own thing, to be enjoyable. I don't think the first film did it, but maybe it will in Endgame, who knows. In any case, there were probably some other scenes that I'm forgetting from the leaked footage, but I think I'll end it there. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say about everything we just talked about. If you've already seen it, if you've already seen the leaked footage, please let me know about it. Tell me what your thoughts are. Might be a lot different than, the theories that I came up with, and I'd love to hear them. They're all welcome. This movie's going to be great. It already has everything I think it needs to be a successful film, financially and critically. And I'm going to be seeing it still. I'm going to be seeing it April 25th, around 8 p.m., around where I live. Hope you guys can see it as early as possible, just to avoid spoilers. And this is going to be one I think we're all going to remember. It's going to change up a lot of things. I don't know where they're going to go after this film. I don't know if Thanos is going to be alive after this film. I don't know who's going to be alive after this film. Excuse me. But whatever takes place, it was a fun ride. If things end here for quite some time for Marvel movies, if things end here for enjoyable Marvel films, because maybe they go in a weird direction with things, so be it. I've had such a great ride with this, with every film. I have pretty much every film there is in the Marvel, that's available for all the Marvel films, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I don't have Captain Marvel. I don't really plan to get that one, but that's just me, and it's totally fine if other people are different about that. I'll eventually see it on Disney Plus, which is going to be coming out later this year. I believe it was November. So most of the Marvel films, most of Disney stuff, it's going to be all there anyhow, and totally fine. See, I think that the franchise has been in good hands. There have been a couple dips in quality here and there. Thor 2 for one, Thor 2, and to some extent Iron Man 3, which I still found aspects of it enjoyable. Very different from the other ones, but I love the ending fight scene with all the different armors. That was really cool. Thor 2, there are aspects of that I liked as well. And it's just Thor 3 Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok was just so much better. It's really the only thing I can say. You look at that film in comparison, it was just so much more enjoyable, and the character seemed, far better, and maybe it's because Chris Hemsworth can stretch his comedic muscles, if you will. Maybe that's more why it was better. Gotta give it up for the directing as well. That's a big contributor. And, it's going to be a great film. Avengers Endgame is going to be fun. We're going to have a great time with it. We'll see where things go from here. And if you guys would, please like the video. I really appreciate that. Let me know I'm doing a good job, or if this wasn't your cup of tea, please in the comments let me know what I need to fix up, what I need to change. I'm always open to hearing these things. I mean, really, I haven't done a lot of videos like these. I'm not a big YouTuber or anything like that, but I would eventually love to become, more invested in doing this stuff, because really it's fun. I love giving my view on it, my opinion on it, and love to hear your guys' opinions on all of this. So please like the video, subscribe if you would. I'm going to be having more content coming out in the future. We'll be talking more about my story, which is going to be a comic book eventually, a graphic novel. I hope to follow others such as Sweetcast with his comic Downcast. Actually going to be trying to do a video on that pretty soon. Want to get him to get more funding for that comic. I mean, it's doing so well. I would love for it to get up to like 30,000. That would be incredible. I know it's going to, with or without my support, with or without me doing any videos, but I think every little bit helps. So, one last time, guys, thanks again for watching. I appreciate every one of you, and have a great rest of your day. I will see you on the next video. Alright, bye.